Howdy doing?
Pretty
Welcome
good. How about you, man? You sound a little different.
I just woke up.
Yeah, me too.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live, dude.
Hey, yeah, cool.
Welcome to a new week, folks.
It's a new week.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Monday.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
I've got a meeting at 2.
Enthusiasm I can have for Monday.
You sound like you're on Vicodin.
No, I'm on 2 different types of antibiotics,
Ooh,
which I'm not a big fan of antibiotics because of past experiences with antibiotics.
okay.
Antibiotics cause C. diffs. C. diffs cause Hungars to go into comas.
Hungars don't want to go into comas.
No, although I could use the rest.
Yeah, busy weekend.
Yeah,
Shit.
it's not a true rest though.
It really isn't. And me, busy.
Yeah.
Surely you jest. No, don't jest. Don't call me Shirley.
But your name is Shirley.
That's a great film.
It is a pretty dang good film.
Shit's gonna hit the fan. Picked the wrong week to give up sniffing glue.
Oh, sniffing glue. You shouldn't do that.
No. But I made it for the live stream.
Awesome. So you guys do anything cool this weekend?
No.
I missed your Howard the Duck video on Connell's channel, which really irked me.
Yeah, it was all right. I hadn't seen that movie since like the first time it was on actual TV back in the day. Because I definitely didn't see it in the theater, and
I saw it on HBO.
yeah, it was a cute movie.
Yeah.
Kind
Now,
of formulaic, but
there is a version of it out there with that one scene that's just a tad bit more graphic.
yeah, I read a lot of the comic books and the magazine back in the day.
It's just gonna step right over that. That's the version you need to find so Jack can go through puberty.
You're a dumbass.
Yes, I take pride in that. Yeah, you read the comic book a lot.
Yeah, it was pretty grown up compared to some of the other things I was reading, other than Vampirella, Epic magazine, Heavy Metal, Creepy, and an Eerie magazine, which I need to restart my collection of those. They were such classic stuff, all done in black and white, which I guess allowed them to do more somehow.
Yeah,
Sorry about the helicopter, guys.
don't worry about it. Just talk around it like it's not there.
Did Jackie enjoy his trip to LA?
Yeah, he had fun. It was just a big birthday party, and they had fun and brought me back a pastrami sandwich. So yeah.
How many shootings did they participate in?
They didn't tell me.
Did they step in a lot of poop walking down the sidewalk?
No, they went to a house in the Mission Hills area, and it's kind of grungy, but not that bad as like downtown LA, which is just god awful. We were there. We were there not even last year. it was 2 years ago when he won that Young Filmmakers Award, and we went to Hollywood, and oh my god, it was just unbelievably nasty. Just the videos you guys see of LA just don't do
I've been to LA, so I used to go to Walnut every week.
it, it changed a lot since the last time I had been there, which was uh, right before the Trump administration, and it was bad then. But my God,
Mhm.
it's just like they just
Oh, you broke up
crap
there.
you can possibly imagine. It's just awful.
Yeah. The sad thing is, all those building blocks were laid in place by Reagan. Yeah.
Yep, yep. When he closed down all the mental institutions and hospitals,
Yeah.
that just opened the
Hey,
floodgates, and it's only multiplied since then.
hey,
He was
ODG, how's it going, buddy?
the primary definition of a what you call donkey. It's the donkey that the Democrats have, right?
We're going to start a political stream.
Yeah, wearing a red shirt. You know.
I'm wearing a Hungar shirt.
Yeah, but you
Cracking
know the
skulls,
donkey.
man. Cracking skulls.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a
Mayhem
Hungar shirt.
bats.
I'm going
You
to start.
interested
I'm
in?
going to start a political stream, and then I'm never going to host it.
Hey, just wait a couple more weeks, and Jackie will have his up and running.
Exactly.
Yeah. It'll run for one episode.
I've been awake for.
Did you guys get a chance to check out his video? I know
Yeah,
you did, Justin.
yeah.
Yeah.
You sent it to me. I'm gonna wait for 10
We
minutes.
talked
Can't hear you,
about last.
Hungar.
I don't want to do no political bull. I ain't even had a quarter cup of coffee.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yes.
hear you. Hungar's mumbling. Yeah. He needs to wake up. So, what's on the schedule there? Shadow?
I can't hear squad. Can you hear me, Justin?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I can't hear you. I'm gonna come back
Okay.
in just a minute.
So my sugar mama will be home either today or tomorrow.
Cool.
Yep.
Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Yeah. You said cool.
Yeah. So, what's up? Anything going on?
No.
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 We're really low energy this episode. You know that, right?
Yeah,
We
I'm
do
very
something
low
about it.
energy. I'm sorry. I need to wake up.
Yeah, and I'm kind of in t-shirt making mode still. I got
Jeez.
this nice. I'm gonna do a whole series on X tools and safety cards, and yeah,
Like my inspirational series.
yeah. Your inspirational series of suicide is bad. Now buy some rope. So there's one time I was in the hardware store and there's this guy with rope. I told him suicide was bad. You there, Shadow? Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
I'm back. Yeah, my laptop was acted wonky.
Yeah,
So I
that
didn't
You're
hear.
happens.
actually using your laptop now? Holy
Yeah,
moly.
Yeah. I've been
you
using
figured
it
it
for
out
a
last
couple
week.
weeks. Yeah, it's well, I was started using it for Discord live games with Bo, and it started working really good after I did a couple of you know button pushings, and
That's
I
usually what
was able.
happens.
Yeah, it was just I couldn't tweak it from StreamYard's end for some reason, but Discord was real nice and helped me, get it all up and running. And I've done a couple of live streams with it, and it's finally, working out. I paid a crap ton of money for this thing, and it's been real helpful. I didn't hear your answer about Jackie's vid.
Yeah,
Yes,
we all saw. We told you that last Monday, or whenever it came out.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. I think he's got like he's cruising up on like 50 subs already. So that'll be good for him. He'll be able to
Sweet.
do his own live streams there and you know show off his creativity. I was really blown away when I saw it. I should say when I heard it the first time. It was just like, you did all that? Holy crap! I don't
Yeah.
even remember. I didn't even hear him doing it. All the audio tracks and the timing was tight, and for 15, that little guy's got some talent. It's weird, but he's got talent.
It is definitely padded room weird.
So
he in the near future is going to be spending a lot of time with our good buddy Bo.
Wow.
I'm not saying for the taste of his music. It might be his politics and the way the government's going down there.
So I'm almost done with this book. I'll be reviewing it pretty soon.
Ooh, Dark
I
Suns.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'm going to finish reviewing the box set, then I'll go into this, and then after that, it's
So what are we playing?
well, I'm not going to be playing that. I'm going to be running my AD&D First Edition Nautical campaign real soon. I'm going to run it so that if somebody doesn't show up, it's not going to be a big deal. They're going to be out at sea on a big old boat, so they can.
They're going to be on Trade Bartertown in Waterworld.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
It's going to have a very
don't know what it's
Waterworld
called.
but fantasy version, except there will be land masses to explore, lots of uncharted islands, and just use all the freaking tropes, all the monsters that no one ever gets to encounter. There's so much in the monster books that I was talking to someone the other day that nobody ever had the opportunity to encounter because nobody ever wanted to go out on the high seas, and that's just wrong. There's so much you can do with that kind of a campaign.
I've been out on some high seas once, but then I realized that it was just a real bad trip.
Is he putting himself in timeout?
Yeah. So when do you have a foresight for this this voyage, my Capitan?
Soon. Well, I'm gonna put out a video in a while to announce it, to get to start recruiting players. This way, I'll probably run it twice a week for a couple hours at a time, and maybe have 2 different parties, or maybe just have certain people who can only make it once a week. Then they'll still have opportunity to do stuff. And like I said, if somebody can't make it, they're just stuck on the boat, swabbing the decks. If they can make it, then they can go ashore or fight the sea monsters, or I just want to just fully blaze through every classic cliche trope that you can think of from all the great Sinbad movies and Pirates of Darkwater, Waterworld, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Master and Commander, and Treasure Island, that I could just jam pack into one, hopefully epic campaign that will let me play out the game I've always wanted to be in. If I can't be in it, at least I can run it, and then maybe someday someone will be like, you know what, I love that campaign, I'm going to do something like that. You want in? And then I'll get a chance to actually play. But I'm actually taking a lot of inspiration from Dark Sun in what to do, and more importantly, what not to do. There's things in this that I just don't like, but I can see how if I flip the switch and flip the script, I should say, And instead of it being hot and dusty and dry and that sort of thing, make it just wet and soggy and miserable, at times.
Yin meet yang.
Right. It's literally the opposite, uh, in as many ways as possible, except being fun.
So send your pirate Hungar. Show starting.
Women are stupid and I don't respect them. That's right, I just have sex with them. Show me your genitals. Your genitals. What? Show me your genitals. Genitalia. Show me your genitals. Your genitals. What? Show me your genitals. Genitalia. You're talking to me about stuff. Why? I'd rather see your titties. Now you're talking about other stuff. Why? I'd much rather see your titties. I can't have sex with your personality, and I can't put my penis in your college degree, and I can't shove my fist in your childhood dreams, so why are you sharing all this information with me?
Okay, you're supposed to cue that up at the beginning of the show.
I forgot, damn it. So
I told you
16
to
minutes.
clip
Wake
the
it up, man.
section
Just
and
wake
put
it
it
up.
on your desktop.
Give the old guy a break, man.
Yeah, give the old guy a break, man.
Man. Hey, it's
What's
James. How you
happening?
doing, bro?
I'm painting a bunch of Battlefield
Victory.
Gothic miniatures.
Battlefleet Gothic.
Yeah.
Nice. I was working on mine as well.
I gotta get
Yeah,
this video up.
I've got 6 cruisers, about 12 escorts, and a grand cruiser.
You got all your STLs off of Thingiverse, right?
Some of my stuff is the actual from the 2000s. But yeah, a lot of it's STLs, and I'm not going to lie, some of these STLs are much better looking than the originals.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, I decided instead of going with the red that everyone goes with, that I was going to go with purple and gold.
Yeah.
So this is the cheap murder class. I forget
That's
what
the original, though, right?
the actual class, but this is just a standard cruiser, because in order to have a heavy cruiser, you have to have 2 standard cruisers. And in order to have a grand cruiser, you have to have a number of cruisers.
What was that, an original or was that a printed one?
This is a 3D printed one. The 3D printed ones look better than the original plastic.
Yeah. It looks pretty.
Like I've got some
close
of
to
the
the
plastic
original.
and metal ones sitting here on the desk with the STLs. The STLs look better.
Mhm.
Plus, I'll show you this, since I just did this last night and it's been UV to death. This is how they come out of the 3D printer, right?
Yeah.
So
Pretty much
you
like
can-
the originals. But
You can put, like on these ones, I've got the standard torpedo for one. There's a standard with a Nova cannon. I mean, you can just do them however you want. You know, I got a ram, and then you've got your weapons stuff, and yeah, you can just put them together however you want.
Mhm.
Nice.
So I'm going to make some just generic cruisers, because I'm pretty sure the last couple cruisers I built count as battle cruisers. And again, if you look at how you build your fleet, for every battle cruiser, you have to have a couple normal cruisers. And then, of course, I've got all the escorts you could ever want, these freaking,
yeah.
I think that's an icon class, which means it could be used by both sides depending on how you paint it.
That's not what comes to mind when I hear escort.
Well,
That's because you're a degenerate.
Chaos Fleet, you have destroyers and raiders, and they're your escorts. They're generally cheap. Like this guy right here. I'm not, of course, obviously done with him. This is a grand cruiser.
Now you see the original, those openings in the bottom fin would have been filled in.
See, that's a Grand Cruiser, and which means it's just shy of being an actual battleship,
Mm-hmm.
right? This guy, I think, costs about 350 points to fill. And you can see it's got, 4 Lance batteries on the top. It's, double weapons batteries. It's got torpedoes. I mean, thing's a monster, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for the cost of that, you could buy about 10 of these.
Watch if you want to play a mosquito game.
Yeah, if you wanted to play a game where it was just a ton of people with escorts running around freaking,
Yeah. Well, no,
just ghosting each other. The problem, the thing, it's not a problem, but the thing with an escort is it can take one hit.
Yeah, but if you got like 10 of them,
it's done. A torpedo hits this thing, it's dead.
Yeah.
Whereas cruisers and Grand Cruisers and stuff like that, you really gotta,
Well, I told you
shit out, yeah.
Back in the day, I had like 4 Styxes.
Yeah, I like the Styx. That's what this one is. It's just a standard cruiser, the Styx.
Yeah, throwing fighters out there.
Yeah, you got fighters and you've got weapon platforms.
Yeah.
And then I printed up some extra pieces because even though they don't count as anything different than they are, like for a Lance battery, I could put, the standard Lance battery in my Imperial thing, which is, just platform with 2 guns on it.
Yeah.
Or I could put a bunch of these, which are like a platform, but it's got like a 4-barreled kind of thing sticking out of it. And it just looks different, but in game terms, it's a Lance battery or it's a weapon thing. So if I wanted to put a bunch of, let me see if I can find one right here. If I wanted to put a bunch of these plasma guns along the side of a cruiser, it would look cool, but in game terms, it's just a Lance battery.
Yeah, it's just a aesthetic difference.
It's just, it looks like plasma weapons, though.
James, I got a couple questions for you.
All right.
The box set, it just comes with like Imperial versus Chaos, correct? As in the way of rules.
4 of each.
No, I mean the rules. Okay,
Yeah.
where do you find the rules for Necrons, Eldar, Orcs?
They're in the rule book.
Yeah, they're all in that book.
And then there's PDFs you can get online where they've updated certain things. Like in the original rules, you had to the range of a Nova cannon was guess range, and they changed that. Now the range of a Nova cannon is basically everywhere, and you don't got guess range. And if you hit with it, you just hit with it.
Okay, is the main rule book that book in the box set?
Yeah, that book, 2 rulers, templates, a bunch of explosion markers, and 4 Chaos and 4 Imperial.
Let's see.
Cruisers.
So there's the Chaos fleet. Yeah, you got your Elder fleet here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Tau aren't in there.
Yeah,
and the Dark Eldar.
And
the Tau and the Dark
fleet,
Eldar.
There's actually a couple of them. Because you've got your Elder fleet, which is your Craft World guys. Then you've got your Elder Corsairs, which is a bit different. You got your Orc Kill Cruisers and all of that in here.
Yeah.
Which Orcs are considered kind of weak in the game because they're really not good at hitting anything. They kind of rely on ramming and boarding actions.
Yeah, but they can roll it down their window and shoot out their ships like that, though.
Well, that's actually because Orc technology, when it comes to force field technology and teleport technology, is way ahead of Imperial technology.
Yeah.
That's one thing Orc cruisers can do. If they get within a certain range of you, they can teleport boarding parties onto your ship.
Or just roll down the windows of their battleships.
I'm really looking forward to building up a Necron fleet. That's
or
Necron
ships have windows.
If you have it, I think you were showing it off. Is the most powerful ship in the game.
Yeah.
Good to know.
All the it's expensive to fill the points wise, but
Yeah, it's like a fleet
their
for most
weapons
people.
are just beast mode, you know.
I can dig it. I didn't
Move
get
it,
to
baby.
show off. I've got two of the, I believe, the largest of the Eldar ships as well in original metal. But for whatever reason, that's all I have is just like the capital ships for everybody except orcs, and which is
Wow.
cool.
Well, what you need to
down.
do, you do have the capital fleet for the orcs. You just have to go into the bathroom. There's a little bin by the sink with a bag in it.
Canadians are simple people.
Yeah, I was never a fan of the orcs in any of Games Workshop's games whatsoever. So I
Toilet paper
That's
tubes.
blasphemous, Shadwell.
just not a fan of them. I never liked the way they treated the orcs and their
Old
vision of
deodorant
them.
bottles. I'm pretty sure there are instructions in that rule book on how to convert a deodorant bottle into an orc battle cruiser. So
I made a bunch of speeders out of deodorants inspired by the original little hover tank in Rogue Trader, and they came out great. Like speeders, like Luke Skywalker speeders. I made 2 or 3 of those using some car parts, some really cool clip-on flashlight things I got from Dollar Tree. They just look like the nacelles on the side and in the middle of that speeder. And I bought like 20 or 50 of those little flashlights to use in different craft projects. But with the speeder, it was just perfect, a perfect mount because it had like an alligator clip and this little swivel light, and it turned out so good.
Beyond that, let's get back into your hatred for orcs and why you're gay.
Why are you gay?
For me, they were too comical in the beginning, and my inspiration for orcs always came from Tolkien and Arduin. Arduin's Uruk-hai.
Just say no to the poo-poo.
Say no to the what?
Poo-poo.
Orcs. That's what makes orcs so much fun.
I get it. My buddy played orcs for Epic, and I watched him just kill himself all the dang time. It was just like, that's not my style.
I played orcs in 40K.
See, Shadow just said something that actually should be taken into account. He said it just ain't his style, man.
Yeah.
And that is what it is. Some people like playing orcs because they like that style. And other people don't. And you know what? There's not a damn thing wrong with it.
I just want to say
we can knock this Shadow on your show, but this is my show, and we just Shadow.
Yeah. I need to do one small diversion though. Dempow, my pepperoni pizza was spot on. It was great.
Is this Hungar's Pizza Palace? My pepperoni with cheese pizza is late. Dean Powell, the link is in the chat.
Yeah, bro.
I offered the place pizza this morning for dinner, and they chose actually jalapeno chili dogs. So
you can't go
that's
wrong
okay.
with a jalapeno chili dog.
That is a reasonable upgrade.
That is.
I would have went with the jalapeno chili dogs myself.
Yeah.
Especially those damn hot dogs your wife buys, man.
Yeah, I get the like the cheddar wurst, but with jalapeno for them. I can't
do
that.
No.
What are you?
James's wife gets these like hot dogs from Sam's Club.
Mm-hmm.
And they are
like quarter-pound hot dogs.
And they're the
so they're more like a German sausage than they are like an American hot dog.
I used to get these English hot dogs, but I haven't been able to find them in a while, and they're like 10 inches long.
I'm not touching that one.
10 inches long.
No, that's 1 inch, you moron.
Man measurements.
10 inches. How long is that in bananas?
That's a banana.
And
it's a little less than a foot.
Oh, so it's a banana long.
You are an American. I'm using American measurements.
Like,
They're
how
not called
many
American
dog eagles
measurements.
is that?
They're called freedom units. Get it
No,
right.
no, it's called imperial because you're an imperial power. Damn you!
Well, because we stole it from the
The
English.
Empire was right once again.
Dun dun dun.
When
We
the
just
metric
took over-
system
we
puts
just
a
took
man
over
on the
for the
moon,
English.
then we talk.
That's what happened. We took over for the English. The English got tired of being the world powers, so then we were like, okay,
We got
we'll
you
do
back.
it. We'll do it. Don't worry about it. We
Now, don't get me wrong. I heard India is going to actually go to the moon.
I hate a
Which
So
is
when
interesting.
everybody else
No,
gets
no, no,
there,
no,
they
no.
can get into, well, no, let me finish.
India's
When
going to
everybody else-
Mars.
When everybody else gets up to the moon, they will be able to get a Slurpee.
Didn't China just land?
No,
I mean, crash on the moon.
I want to know how India is able to build a rocket for less than a Nissan Capri, but no one else can.
I want to know how India is able to build a rocket for less than a Capri Sun fruit drink.
Well, have you seen the price that they put for the? It's like 78,000 or a million or something.
Well, have you ever
It's
seen
a lot
that
less
robot
than
chicken-
what
the
NASA
robot
spends on a
chicken
light bulb.
with, the
I would say a lot of that has to do with labor costs.
Juan Sanchez robot.
Well, I think it's got a
chickens,
lot less to do with
The 8
not paying
million
graft.
peso man. He's like, there's $87 we'll never get back.
I stepped on that. I didn't hear half of it. Sorry, man.
The robot chicken did a $8 million peso man.
Yeah.
And it's like the first thing he did is like $8 million peso man. We need your help. And the first thing he did was like run and jump across the border. And they're like, that there's $87 we'll never get back.
Okay. Oh.
I saw this one little video this morning, early this morning. It was these two bears in jail. And one bear's like, why are you in here? He's like, I don't know, man. I was eating some food, and then this other food started shooting at me, so I ate that food, and then two foods surrounded me, and then I woke up in here, and it's like, damn food. He's like, yeah, you can never trust those foods.
That's cute.
Uh,
None of it's cute. When bears talking about eating dudes.
Well, I mean, Hungar, you would have a special freaking knowledge of that, being that you lived in Alaska for a long time.
The coastal bears don't care about eating you because they got all that fish.
yeah.
It's those bears out in the woods who ain't got all that fish. Those are the ones who are interested in eating you. Coastal bears, they're just so full all the time from eating delicious salmon. It's like, hey, what's up, buddy? Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just gonna walk through your camp and take a shit. Which bear poop stinks. But those wood bears, man, those forest bears, those are the ones you gotta watch out for.
Yeah.
Or those
Except for in Russia. Russian bears are always chill.
Kodiak bears, they don't like anybody. A Kodiak bear is basically just a black polar bear.
Yeah. I know every time you go fishing up on the Eagle River, you bring a high-powered pistol with you.
Yeah.
You don't bring a 9mm because that ain't going to do it.
You bring a 9mm if you want to piss the bear off.
Yeah, I ain't going to do it. If one of those guys decides, and I'll tell you the other thing, the big threat is moose. And for an animal that weighs like well over a ton,
You don't know
bastards
there.
are quiet.
You don't know the
You'll
moose
be
is there
doing
until the
mind your
moose is
business
there.
and look up, and there he is.
Yeah, you don't know the moose is there until it's there. And if then
If it's a
It's
female
too
moose
damn
with a
late.
baby, just start running.
get behind the tree because they
You
knock
see-
out their greatest eyesight.
Yeah, you can't curl up in a ball and hope they'll leave you alone. They'll stomp you into a paste.
If
Yeah.
If I was going after bear, I would go with.
What's up, Crafting Gamer?
Yeah, if I was going after bear, I'd go with a knife, right? Because either I'm going down or I'm having the best story freaking ever.
Like if you get treated by a bear, the
Well,
thing you're supposed to
spoiler
do
alert,
is
Justin, you're going down.
Yeah, probably, but still.
if you get treated by a bear, the only move you can do is the atomic elbow drop, like Macho Man Randy Savage. I mean, you're gonna die, but at least there's a good
You went
story.
out in style.
Yeah, you go
I
out.
was watching one of my survival shows, and the dude was being chased by a brown bear up in like what are those islands off the coast of Alaska, like the Aleutian or whatever?
Yeah.
He was on one of those islands camping. Bear come after him. He tried to climb up a tree. He seemed, I guess, to forget, even though he's a survival expert,
That bears can climb.
bears are really good climbers.
Yeah.
So the only way he could get away from the bears, he had to climb so high up the tree that the limbs couldn't support the bear's weight.
Yeah.
And eventually the bear got tired of it and just went back down the tree, stood under the tree for 7 hours,
There's
and then
three,
eventually wandered off. Dude,
Yeah.
there's 3 ways to deal with a bear. If it's a black bear, you fight. If it's a brown bear,
just shoot a black bear.
if it's a black bear, you fight back because they will run away. If it's a brown bear, you lay down and hope that it ignores you. If it's a white bear, just prepare to meet your mate.
You put your left arm up in the air stiffly.
Yeah, I know you're making a joke there, but
If it's a polar bear,
if it's a polar bear, you're screwed.
Yeah.
if it's a polar bear, you're gonna die.
You're gonna die.
And you're gonna get ate.
And then you're gonna get ate.
There's a story.
That's gonna
There's a story about these guys on one of those ice breaking ships.
If
right?
I know I gotta die, I want to go out doing something stupid. That way, at least I can try and win a Darwin Award.
You've already won that award. You were born in Canada.
There's this ice breaking ship and it started to sink, right? So they got off the ship. All the people, it was like 5 dudes, and they were able to get off the ship and get onto one of those ice rafts that are out there in the Antarctic, right? So they're hanging out, and this is a true story.
Nice.
This is a true story. They're hanging out there, and they see in the distance, they see a white head poke up. Look around, go back under the water. A few minutes later, they see a white head poke up a little bit closer. It's a polar bear. It looks at them. It goes back underwater. It does that until it pokes its head up onto their ice raft, grabs one of the dudes, drags him off, and there's nothing that the other people can do. The bear just came up, ate one of the crew members. They were rescued.
The Kit-Cup Indians and those guys like that, when they go out on their seal hunting expeditions, first off, they're all armed to the freaking teeth, right?
Yeah.
And they sleep in shifts because a polar bear can get your scent and will follow you up to a week.
And they'll know you from like 3 miles.
They'll eat your poop while they're tracking you. And they know you're a human. They're one of the few animals on the whole planet where they know you're human. And they're like, I'm going to eat this bitch.
When we went fishing out on Eagle River,
most other animals aren't like that. Like most other animals see human and they're like, I don't want to mess with that dude. Polar bears are like, nah, I'm eating this bitch. You watch it.
When we went fishing out on Eagle River, we used to take 44 for grizz.
Right. You don't get out there jerking around with some small caliber weapon because you're just asking to get ate at that point.
The best pistol to take out with you for bears is a 32.
Is a fat guy?
No, 32.
Shoot yourself?
Yeah. You shoot yourself, or you shoot your buddy in the kneecap, and then you can casually just stroll away.
Yeah, sorry, I'd be packing my Desert Eagle.
That's such a dick move.
terrible is really good.
Is Desert Eagle.
The Deagle. Jamalopolis.
Didn't you have one of those, Hungar?
Yeah,
Get an American
I had
gun
one of
or a
those.
German one. Why you got some freaking crappy ass?
I have never had a problem with
I had a
any of my
Desert Eagle.
DVDs.
I had the Mini Eagle 9mm. I took it to the range, and then I took it to the gun store and sold it.
I didn't even know they made them that small.
Yeah, they're called baby eagles.
Hmm.
Now, the great thing about it was I only paid like a couple $100 for the pistol, but because it said Desert Eagle on it, everybody at the store, as soon as I walked in, was like, yeah, I want to sell this and trade it in for another pistol. Everybody at the store just got, the Deagle erection that people get when they hear Desert Eagle. They're like, ooh, it's Desert Eagle.
Like I said, I've never had any trouble with it. It field strips nice and easy. And mine came with a really nice set of optics.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to get a gold Desert Eagle just because,
I mean, it makes me happy that you've had a lot of luck with yours, but I've known a lot of people not have a lot of luck. So maybe, it's kind of like Remington 700s. There's a period of years that you don't want to buy one because it was like they were really good. That's the bolt action 30-06 or 308, right?
Yeah,
they were
exactly
really good, and then they changed something, and they were shit. And so many people complained that they went back, and now they're good again.
Yeah,
but
mine is so custom you would not believe it. It's got a 32-inch barrel, one of the most expensive optics you could freaking imagine.
So you got Leopold.
Basically, it's pretty badass.
Yeah, that
I can reach out to
you
somebody about a mile.
You have to really look at when it was done because Remington tried to go cheap there for a while to save a little money. And,
they usually do.
They ran into a problem where you had these Remington 700s. If you bumped it, the damn thing would fire. It's like, wait a minute, it's not supposed to do that.
I like that theme, pal.
Yeah, that was classic, dude. And I am working on that God Wars thing, man. Maybe you'll join me. I love that little avatar you got there too, which reminds me. Right now, I'm actually in the market for a really nice lever action and a couple of Western style 6-shooters.
I want to do that in 45 long Colt or 45.
I used to have
I'm
Winchester
wanting to hear why he wants all this Wild West shit.
Because it's cool.
And the boy has a huge appreciation for that era, which is rather surprising.
You can get a lever action rifle and a pair of pistols that all have the same caliber.
This right here, his Red Ryder, he uses it every freaking day. Every day he comes out here.
You can put it on the wall as like a showpiece.
Now I'm a little surprised, confused, which doesn't mean anything, but someone in
it's your general state of existence
recently bought a guide rifle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to remember. Okay, it doesn't matter who it was, but it's a lever action rifle, and it shoots practically a 50 cal round. It's not really a 50 cal. It's like a 44 by. What is that one?
A Red Ryder.
Just like the one I got here.
So a pellet.
My boy's out there every freaking day. I just pulled out. I've got a Swiss Arms pellet rifle for the squirrel that's been tormenting my dog. But I used to have a Winchester Model 44, which is kind of what I'm looking for. It was a nice shorty, and that way, I'm trying to keep my ammo.
Oh, my dad bought it. That's who bought it. Now that I remember.
That's the Beans rifle right there, the Red Ryder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep all my ammo really, compartmentalized, and I'm only going to buy X number of calibers, so I'm not all over the place. Because I've got ammo for things I don't even own. I don't know where.
You can sell it, right?
No,
I'm going to use it for poker night.
You never sell ammo.
Yeah, never. I've got weird calibers. Like I said, just the last gun show, I bought 500 rounds of 9mm. I don't even own a 9mm yet.
But you never know, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
here's the rifle I'm talking about. It's called the Marlin Model 1895, and it's chambered in 4570.
Nice.
Wow.
And so it kicks
That'll
like a
even work.
mule, but a lot of people, especially up in Alaska and places like that, when they're guiding hunting trips, they call it a guide rifle.
Yeah, that's
Because
what
you run up on a Kodiak or something, that 4570 will take him out.
Yeah, that's what you want. You need high
So
power. I'll be right
orcs
back.
and Necrons, those are the two armies that interest me. Crafting gamer, orcs are fun to play, but they're not considered very powerful. And Necrons are considered very powerful, but also very expensive. I've only played the game a couple of times, and I really like 500 or 1,000 point battles. Where it's mostly cruisers and escorts. You ain't got people coming in with like killer rocks and freaking battleships and all that crazy kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
I agree with you there.
About building a Space Marine fleet, painting it yellow, and doing all the checker marks on it and shit like that, so that it's a Lamenter's fleet, because they don't have a home world. They're just a fleet-based chapter.
Yeah.
So I think that would be kind of cool, a battle barge and some escorts all painted up in Lamenter's colors, since they are my favorite 40K chapter.
This week, I'm going to be showing off some ships that are going to blow you guys' minds.
Yeah.
From an old school game. I'm a big fan of the larger fleet battles myself.
Like
comes from
1500.
Epic days of where the last game of Epic I played, 4 guys, 10,000 points each.
Mm-hmm.
Epic.
It was awesome.
I mean, yeah, if you've got 6 hours to hang out with your bros and drink beers, yeah.
I used to have a dedicated garage that was taken up by shelves and a ping pong table.
Right. That's a good time.
Yeah.
500 points. You can play a 500 point Battlefleet Gothic game about an hour.
Yeah.
See, that's the other thing I do have to nowadays to get the boy involved and his friend now who's living with us. It's got to be kind of a short game so that we can set it up and tear it down. On a weeknight or Saturday afternoon when we've got nothing else to do. Before showtime or something like that. The time is the most important element of all of our games these days, it seems, especially for us older folks.
Time is precious.
James, I got to ask you a question.
You can ask me any question, you know that.
Has anybody ever asked you if you have a case of the Mondays?
Did anybody ever ask what? I didn't hear you.
If you had a case of the Mondays.
No, man. I believe you'd get your ass whipped for asking somebody that.
Around part like this.
Yeah, just ask
It's
Sean
one of
about
my
that.
favorite movies, man.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Just ask Sean about that, man. He had a historic Monday.
I'm going to go show her my old face. Oh.
Did he?
Welcome to Shenanigans.
Well, I was talking to him, and he was all
apparently Sean. You know that song "I Don't Like Mondays" by Boomtown Rats?
Yeah.
You know what it was about, right?
Yeah, it's about a girl shooting up a high school.
He knew that girl.
Oh.
He went to school with her. So, dang, right?
It's California. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I was talking to Shauner about the video that I reposted. He said, of course,
Skeletor Dio.
Yeah, he said it's a bunch of bullshit. Because I asked him, I was like, dude, what the F, man? What do you guys say about it? This is a bunch of bullshit. And I'm like, well,
Well, the stuff I said, just put aside and ignore.
The conspiracy stuff.
No, he was talking about the accusations of everybody exchanging bad pictures and stuff.
That's the stuff I said, put aside and ignore. It's I've been saying for better part of a year,
Who cares? Let's talk about what we got in common.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the hobby and how we can, because from my understanding, Shauner came at this to help people and kind of bring people, make them better role players. Well,
Yeah. And I agree with
the
that
personal
stuff.
crap that don't help.
From
Who
my
cares?
understanding,
We all have gamer friends that we don't agree with outside the table, but a lot of those guys are great gamers. Let's just do that.
from my understanding, Shauner
shit
is
else.
a great cure for insomnia.
I don't know. He doesn't cure my insomnia. So
I said it.
Yeah, we were talking about great cures for insomnia the other day.
Xanax.
Xanax has worked
Xanax
in the
will
past.
transport you to new places like jail.
I don't know what is clonazepam.
Xanax.
Is that just the generic for Xanax?
I believe so.
It's a type of Xanax. It's all in the same family.
I was always a fan of just a good physical workout, one way or the other.
Our redheaded brother, he's allergic to Xanaxes. You take them and break out in handcuffs.
You don't want to break out
in handcuffs.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, the most clonazepam you're supposed to ever give anybody is 4 milligrams per day, and I take 3 milligrams per day, and I function just fine.
Hell, dude, you pump out more painted minis than anybody I know. I'm lucky to get like 5, 6
Could
done
you
a month.
imagine James on Adderall?
It was quick. He'd have everything painted in like a week. He'd be like, "Crap, I got nothing to paint. I guess I better go edge highlight everything."
Well,
Hey, what's up,
there's no
nerd?
excuse for you not getting stuff done. You're retired too.
Yeah, I've actually got a lot of other things going on, working with other companies and things like that. The average day I'm on the phone like 4 hours a day.
Slacker.
No, it's true.
You take a 3-hour nap. You wake
I
up.
wish.
And then take another 3-hour nap.
I wish.
Yeah,
I would pay good money for that.
I slept yesterday.
You guys are talking all this.
I'm still
shit,
up from yesterday.
But, I mean, I don't know. For all you know, we're sitting here talking to like a 1%er in the fucking Mongols or some shit. He's talking about I got business I got to deal with. He's on the phone, setting up
He's
meth
secretly
traps.
he's secretly a superhero. He is known as the Crimson Chin.
Thanks, guys. And now you'll see the fruits of my labors in the next year or so.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Oh no, dude. No, man. You got to stick around, dude. You got to stick around, man.
I'm just saying, if I were hanging out at a biker bar and Shadow was there, I would be like, he's probably a shot caller.
Have you seen that photo?
He's probably.
Do you still have that photo, Hungar?
Oh, dude, you're killing me, man.
On the back of your jacket, you would definitely have that black triangle with that 1% in it. I'd be like, I see you.
Also, get a goddamn avatar, you damn slacker.
An avatar?
Shadow doesn't have an avatar on Discord.
He doesn't need one.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a good one. I like that photo that I sent you, Justin.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I want to get something else that's a little bit more current. That photo is like
a decade old.
Almost, man. Jackie was just a little squeaker back then. But god dang, was he freaking adorable. I've got some videos I want to embarrass the shit out of him with, him singing as a little 4-year-old and stuff. Oh my god.
Yeah, but you gotta wait until he brings his first serious girlfriend home.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh yeah, okay.
When he brings his
you got it up faster than I did.
Girlfriend home, that's when you bust out all the
take advantage of that, bro.
Officer Shadow and Elvis.
Hey, don't sleep on Elvis. Elvis is the king.
Yeah, you know what? I Thanks. It was an interesting day. That was his first communion, and that was just me on a typical, day. Uh, I mean, I dressed up a little, but
No, that's my afro, bro.
Crafting, that photo is so low quality. Every time I try to do something with it, it just blurs out to nothing.
And that's my afro. If he wants an afro picture, he needs to grow a damn afro.
Yeah, someone with actual talent is going to have to do something with it.
Hey, what's up, the cyborg?
Sidedark, no.
Hey, you guys know Mike Dimart?
Yes.
Of course I do. He's been like, I've been talking to that dude for years now.
He's been on my show before.
Well, he actually was in my neighborhood. He won the grand prize for my giveaway, and he lives in Cali. So he and his wife decided to come down and pick it up. And I had a bunch of stuff going on, but you know what? I ended up talking to him and his wife for like 2.5 hours. I want to say.
He's a stand-up dude.
He and his wife need to make a channel. I was going on and on about it. They are awesome. They are just the perfect gamer couple that you could ever want to.
His wife works in the medical
grow up to
field,
be.
and that's why he lives in California. He said because she got a good job out there. He'd rather be anywhere else.
She knows her game and stuff. She knows her stuff. I was like, yeah, we need more of this kind of celebrities, if you will, out there. People who've been doing it for the long haul. They've been together since like high school. Just like, holy crap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, that copy of that Arduin book I won. Did you find anyone for that?
I've actually got a couple extra copies I want to send out. Why?
I don't know. I was just gonna say, can you write something insulting from me in that copy when you send it to somebody?
I'll send it to James because James is the only one I haven't sent one to.
Okay.
Him and Squirrel.
Okay, in that case, right? Justin said, "Buy a deli slicer." Lol.
I'll try to remember that. I'll put that on the back cover because we do autograph all the books we send out and ruin them.
Fucking deli slicer, man.
It's just so inane. It's just absolutely inane.
I need one.
That's gonna be a
no. You don't. Nobody needs a freaking deli slicer.
I don't know. It could be useful.
It is. It's very useful.
It's good for cutting.
Yeah, I bought a Proxon slicer, for foam. I've used it like twice. I dropped, $1.50 on it, and it's still sitting in the closet waiting to be used again. And that was a year and a half ago.
You could have actually used it a lot for the projects you're working on now.
I like deli slicer to cut tomatoes because you get them just that perfect.
Oh, they're perfect for that. And oh God, do you know how much money you're going to save on lunch meat if you actually roast up a ham or a roast?
Well, up here,
and especially James on his own meat diet.
You can buy those big old loaves of bologna.
Yeah, Newfoundland steaks.
Sure, you don't actually care what you eat.
Bologna is awesome. And
I'm kidding. I've actually been craving a freaking bologna sandwich. The boys never had one, and I'm just like,
yeah, get him a good bologna sandwich.
I'm failing as a father. I need to go out and buy some bologna.
Bologna sandwich on white bread with American cheese, mustard, and potato chips on it.
Ooh, that
bologna
good.
Was bringing the races together. Because when I went to Virginia, I went into a joint, and it was an all-black joint, and it was me and my family in there. And I ordered eggs with fried bologna, and the waitress was so happy to hear that.
I'm working on it.
The waitress is like, "Oh, you eat that?" And I was like, "I grew up eating that." And she's like, "Damn, where are you from?" And we got in this whole conversation. I was like, Kentucky. She's like, where she was from, and man, they were just so happy that I guess that like.
Where was this place in Virginia? I lived there for like 5 years.
Where was near this? Colonial Williamsburg.
Oh shit!
That's where James goes on vacation.
We're going next year, actually.
There's this place up here in Knoxville.
Hey,
up near.
Hey, you ought to make it to a Historicon, and you can hook up with my good friend Grim to see. That That guy's freaking awesome.
Yeah, well, we like to go up there and listen to like usually my wife will rent us a room on site so that you can wake up and just walk out the front of the place and you're there. And we also tend to like to get a reservation to eat at one of the actual taverns.
Ooh.
And it's just so cool because it's like the tavern we ate at last time when my son-in-law was going to propose to my daughter. They had no room, and I was like, the waitress was telling us they got no room, and I said that sucks because my son-in-law is going to propose to my daughter over dinner, and she doesn't know. And she said, hold on. And she went in and got the manager. And the manager's like, do you guys mind eating in the upstairs dining area? And I was like, absolutely not. And so they gave us basically the attic because it had, the gable, like that. But there was a giant long, it's like you picture in D&D. There's like this giant long wooden plank table with all the chairs around it.
That's where I'd want to eat.
Yeah, and
That's what I eat every night.
I filmed it when my son-in-law proposed to my daughter. She didn't even say yes; she just started crying. She's just like, and she's an ugly crier. And
See,
then,
check this out. We've got
but
this.
then the answer, of course, was yes.
We've got this up here in Knoxville, right down the road from where I live.
Oh, we stopped off in where is the Tennessee
Ooh, that's nice.
aquarium at?
That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And when you go there, when you go here, you can do like part of your package is you get 30 minutes of archery training and 30 minutes of axe throwing. And continental breakfast is included, and dinner is included, and the chef cooks.
Damn,
something
that looks like a hobbit she lived there.
Yeah, it's called the Ancient Village. It's like the cheapest room you're going to get is like $300 a night, but it comes. The rooms are just like so freaking.
We get a military discount for me, and so it's not too bad what we do. I mean, honestly, I don't know how much anything costs because my wife never tells me and I never ask. But it's pretty neat to be able to have a beer in the tavern where Blackbeard's head was displayed for a week.
Kind of creepy.
Here's one of the rooms.
Well, apparently they took Blackbeard's skull and they made like some kind of punch bowl out of it.
Even creepier.
Check out these rooms that you can get at this place.
Yeah, that's too modern for me.
It's still pretty damn nice.
Mm-hmm.
The Leprechaun's Lair. Here's the one I like. I like the Orc Home. They've in the kitchen. They've got antlers and stuff as the handles.
Yeah,
you
think
I like when I went to Colonial Williamsburg, and my favorite speech is they have people who dress up as the founding fathers and stuff, right? And they give speeches, and then they take questions from the audience, and they answer them as like that person would have answered the question.
So you can get all your 2A questions right from the source.
Thomas Jefferson's there, and he gives his whole speech, and this black lady asked him about slavery, and he gave a whole thing about that, why he wanted to free his slaves, but he couldn't, because before we become a country, the English said if you freed your slaves, you were still legally responsible for them. So if they stole anything, you got in trouble.
Or worse.
And then they tried to argue how about we give them a bunch of tools and wagons and stuff and just let them go colonize their own area. But then other people argued that they weren't skilled and they would just all die, and that would be cruel, right? But the funny part of the story is after he gave his speech, he was walking by shaking everybody's hands that was watching. And when he got to me, I said, God save the king. And he just looked at me like, he's just looking at me like we have a traitor in our midst.
God save the king.
Everyone else was like saying, patriotic shit, and I was like, God save the king. This was before America existed. Colonial Williamsburg, I guess, was 1600 and something, and you can tour the house, the White House or White House, with house, however you say it. But that's where Thomas Jefferson learned to be a lawyer. He apprenticed to a well-known lawyer that studied British common law, and he moved into that person's with his family, and he lived there for years while he was studying law because, to pass the test, you had to be able to, like, if they asked you a question about something, you had from memory to be able to say it.
Yeah.
It was no bullshitting around. And English common law is actually not bad. At least in 1600s, I can see where most of our good laws come from. Like, because back then, unlike now, like under English common law, they did have the idea of like freedom of speech. Like under English common law, there was a lot more of what we would recognize as freedoms. So basically, modern Britain has gotten rid of freedoms that they had in 1680.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary over there now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hungar, bro, you know your brother's uncomfortable with that level of edge.
No, I'm sure he liked that.
That's pretty edgy.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, but that's still pretty edgy. And you should know better.
No.
I mean, you got BIPOC kids.
So,
biracial kids.
it's a monster.
I know the implication. Because on Twitter, whenever they post pictures and stuff like that, sometimes I post, you know how those orcs be. And then people get mad, but it's like, I didn't invent that shit. You liberals did.
It's like I posted that one meme. It's like, what would you do if orcs raided in a town? How would people handle it? Then underneath it's like, moderator. If one more person says Black Lives Matter, I'm going to shut down the stream.
Oh, Orc Lives Matter.
Orc Lives Matter. Oh. I'll be right back.
But like I said, it wasn't conservative people like me that invented that shit. We didn't notice it. I've been playing D&D since the mid-'80s. I never noticed that shit. It never crossed my mind.
The first time I ever saw that was on an episode of Defying Gravity. Told you about that show, comic book show we had up here in Canada, in like 1994. And they had some scholar from UFT on, this black lady, and they were talking about Lord of the Rings, and she was trying to say that shit. It's the first time I
ever heard of that shit was on Twitter, and I was like, are you out of your damn mind?
No, it was on TVO.
Did somebody drop you on your head? Like, how could you even think this?
It was on TVO or CTV or one of those.
Especially about Tolkien, one of the sweetest, kindest human beings on the planet.
Yeah.
The most non-racist dude ever. Like when the Germans tried to get him to like back their play or something, Tolkien was like, "You guys can get F."
Yeah, Prisoners of Gravity.
He's like, "We're not, we're not doing this."
Yes, Prisoners of Gravity. You're right, Mage.
So,
slip of the tongue.
Well, guys, I'm going to end the stream here.
Well, it's been about an hour.
It's been an hour and 9 minutes and 20-something seconds.
Well,
and he needs to fry some bologna and onions, right?
Too,
I need to fry some bologna and eggs, man.
But when people, I just want to end it on, when people accuse Tolkien of any sort of racism, it pisses me off.
I
actually get a little triggered by it.
You're a simp.
Like, are you kidding?
You're a simp.
It just ain't true.
because
When it comes to Tolkien, I am a Tolkien simp.
yeah, the dude was a hardcore Roman Catholic, and he just did not have a bad bone in his body. People who actually met him would say this was one of the most gentle, kind individuals you would ever meet.
Yeah, exactly.
And now
exactly,
they're just trying to tear him down.
Yep.
Because they can't handle his actual innate goodness. It's off the charts when it comes to
The job of evil people
the
is to make you believe that good people are evil.
I don't know. His son and grandson are right on board with tearing his legacy down. So
Money.
no,
It wasn't
I
fun.
think
They had to wait till Christopher Tolkien died before they could have him.
he was
All right, guys.
He was part of it.
I'm ending
Anyway,
this stream.
maybe tonight, if you want, Justin, we can, since it's Monday, we can talk about this on my stream.
maybe.
If you want, we can get into a
Yeah, I'll
whole
drop
thing
by.
about Tolkien.
I'll be watching.
And just don't let Connell on because
He don't know shit
he
about it
despises
anyway.
Tolkien. Happy trails, folks.
Party on,
Exactly,
party
made
on.
this news, and Tolkien's son actively preserved his legacy. It's his grandchildren.
Peace,
No.
love, and chicken grease.